Welcome to Nothing to Be Found. I am Samuel, and today we're going to be exploring something close to the bone. Something that has been a big part of my own path: the body, the image, and the idea of who we think we are. See, I used to believe that I was the body, the muscles, the image, but that belief eventually broke me, like literally broke me. And what followed from that was years of unlearning and relearning. See, this episode is about the form and why it's not the thing. We'll talk about identity, the illusion of permanence, and how true freedom comes when we stop trying to be something and actually start experiencing what's already here. So before yoga, before anything spiritual, I was all about physique, obsessed. I trained heavy at the gym, but I was lifting with like really bad form. And it was all just to feed this image. It was insecure, anxious, fueled by ego and sleepless benders. And I was using steroids as well. I was doing regular steroid cycles, tried to keep the outside looking strong, but the inside was cracking and falling apart. There was this constant anxiety about being tested, drug tested at work, and I was living in constant fear, trying to look confident while feeling anything but. But that life caught up with me. Years of bad form led to injuries. I had shoulder impingement, kyphosis, a weak core, all hidden by this fake strength. And that's when I found a Pilates teacher. And she was also an osteopath. And she saw straight through me. And a few sessions in, she basically said, "You need yoga." And that was it. The start of the path, probably 2016-ish. The start of seeing that what I thought was me actually wasn't. And these days, my relationship with my body has changed massively. I'm no longer about training for looks and to be aesthetically pleasing or unpleasing, depending who's looking. But these days, it's all about feeling. Like, am I present in my body? How is the functionality of my body? So it's all about training to be able to move freely, move well, move good, and to just be present within the body. And right now, I've really gotten into Olympic weightlifting. And the thing with Olympic weightlifting is it's technical, it's precise. You can't just throw a bunch of plates on. You like really have to respect the form and respect the body. And the version of me in my 20s, like, would not have had the patience. No way. Like, that version of me would have just wanted to be seen and not felt. But then there was a book that really opened something up for me on my journey in this thing called life. And that was How Not to Die by Dr. Michael Greger. And that for me was like this massive shift from eating macros for muscles to eating for vitality, eating for longevity, eating for presence. And health became about life and not about appearance. And the more that I deepened into yogic practice, the more I felt it. And this body changes, this mind changes, this breath, even this voice, all comes, all goes. But beneath it, something doesn't. Something that's always here and just watching it all unfold. And for me, discovering the Headless Way, which was originally it's a book from Douglas Harding, and the Headless Way as like an organization is now shared beautifully by Richard Lang. But discovering the Headless Way was absolutely massive. That moment when you try and look for your head and find just open space, just this field of awareness, just receiving absolutely everything. And it's one of the rarest things I think I've ever felt. Like, not just a concept, a direct experience. No age, no edges, just this boundless space, timeless, aware openness. And when I live from there, like, even for a moment, it's like, I'm not all this stuff that I've been clinging to. And I used to think that I had to be someone, like to play a role, to present an image. And even in music in the past, like I used to write bars on, well, not always, but there was a period in my life where I used to write lyrics and bars based on who I thought I had to be. And that period, the result of that was anxiety, misalignment, and stress. And because the person I was pretending to be, or this character that I was putting out there, wasn't me. And now, when I write, I try to let it just come through me from the real me, like nothing calculated, just messy, vulnerable, honest, with no audience in mind, just this expression. And I really love how Rick Rubin talks about this, and I think he does it beautifully. And he says about making art for you and not for them. And there's nothing more freeing than being real without the performance and just letting form arise, but not mistaking it for the truth. And in meditation, I sometimes dissolve identity completely. Moments of headlessness, moments of pure seeing without a seer. But in the world, like in my interactions, like relationships, daily life, I still wear roles. And now though, I just try to wear them a bit more consciously, not as truths, but as tools. And I'm not fully enlightened. I'm not even close. I'm learning, I'm unlearning, I'm failing, I'm discovering, and slowly becoming more okay with not knowing. See, school taught me that we had to have all the answers. And I remember being a kid looking around at all the adults and thinking that they all had their shit together and they knew they had all the answers. They knew what was going on. But adulthood has showed me most people haven't got a clue. Like, no one knows what's going on. We're just kind of making it up as we do go along. All these systems and stuff we have in place. It's all concepts. It's all by design. And when starting on this spiritual path, I notice whether traditional religion or new age spiritualists, that most of them also don't know their ass from their elbow. And that's all right as well. Like, we're all in this together, just making this beautiful mess. But living from a place of, I don't know, or I may be wrong, is absolute freedom, my friends. And the most powerful teachings haven't been words. They've been experiences. Being headless, sitting in meditation, moving with breath, hearing a Dharma talk that breaks something open, or just feeling the rawness of not knowing and still being okay. See, I love listening on an intellectual level, then taking it into my body, because truth lives there, not in concepts, but in the raw experience. And the form is not the thing. And the thing you truly are cannot be held in a form. Now, usually on these episodes, I'd give you some practical takeaways here, some steps to follow, a handful of tools. But truthfully, like, I don't think this one needs to be boxed like that, because the path we're on, this search for truth, for presence, is pathless, and there is no one size fits all. There is no single structure that will carry all of us through. So instead of taking steps, I'll offer you this. Try things. Be curious. Be vulnerable. And please allow yourself to mess up. Like, don't be so fucking hard on yourself. Don't be like, I think it was Alan Watts who said it, but don't take life so seriously. Be sincere, but don't be serious. And try seated meditation, try journaling, try walking barefoot in the grass, or staring at the sky, or dancing naked alone in your kitchen. Just let your own experience be your teacher. And practices will come and go, and that's all right. And sometimes you'll forget everything that you thought you learned, and that's all right too, because you are not here to be perfect. You're here to be real and to remember over and over again that you do not need to be fixed, found, or figured out. Just let yourself be shaped by this mystery, and don't let anyone else's map deny your terrain. Dogma is absolutely not needed on this path. Like, you are allowed to walk a path that only your feet can find. Like, your form isn't the thing, but your life, this messy, beautiful unfolding, that's the practice. So thank you for listening to Nothing to Be Found. And if something in today's episode landed for you, if it stirred something or softened something, just let that ripple. And remember, there's no rush to figure it all out. You're not behind, you're not broken, and you are definitely not alone, because the form is not the thing. You don't have to hold it all together to be whole. So just keep walking, keep messing up, keep discovering. There's beauty in your becoming, even when it's messy. And as always, stay curious, keep exploring, and remember, there's nothing to be found.